This has been, within the broader school community, one of the inverse correlation of note. In many of my publications broadcast, I've discussed the findings by our South African Corruption Watch against the school principals. Apart from the allegations and subsequent conviction of principals as being corrupt by this corruption body, other traits are worth publishing. In the language of idealism, allow me to add other omissions that are made by principals that still renders them blameless in the capture of school governing bodies. Systematically, and for their benefits, some school principals did not put expense thresholds so they can be limited on school business trips that they undertake. And as a result, some principals have savvy petrol allowances in their schools. That is in spite of some of the public schools being weaker in terms of their economic muscle. Bear in mind that the petty cash official is subordinate to the school principal, meaning they will not disturb this unlimited withdrawal by their manager, who is also the school principal. Truth it is that this is also a reflection on the caliber of competence we find within the SGB community. I say this because anyone who has operated in corporates will know that business trips are planned, but more importantly, a monthly threshold is set for such withdrawals within the company. Another area where we identified mishap is a day-to-day allowance, or invariably let us refer to it as petty cash. Fact it is that some principals were fingered in the corruption watch for bigger financial sins. However, we would like to disclose an open secret on finances. On hundreds of schools that we visited, SGB parents confirm that there are blurred lines in separating between procurement that is licensed for the school principal and procurement that is for supply chain management subcommittee of the school governing body. Logically, it is that the principal does not need to get a clearance to replace an item like a bulb or a window. But systematically, principals undermined the school governing body procurement space. Let us take for an example in the context. At one report school, the principal ordered a computer system and arranged for this payment, petitioning the unsuspecting school governing body member that the procurement was urgent and hampered operational requirements. We are therefore appealing to school governing bodies to put a rule of thumb. For an example, anything from 1 rand till 5,000 rand can be procured by the principal and his admin desk. And concomitantly, any purchase over 5,000 rand is a prerogative of the school governing body's supply chain subcommittee. Another related matter with scrutiny is the handover process in school governing bodies. It is coded that this handover be done on school governing body's first meeting. That is now as per the rulings of our provincial authorities of education. Back in 2012, when I was elected school governing body chairperson, a lengthy checklist was read by the school principal, and I needed to sign and get it over and done on surface value. Honestly, little and much was hidden to me. Now I do realize that the handover process is not a checklist, but the foundation of school governing body work. With this checklist came a can of worms. 1, there were cover-ups. 2, omissions of disclaimers from CONI accountants, stroke auditors. 3, missing source documents. And 4, sadly, misrepresentation of financial facts. I do feel that this process needs to be separated from the executive committee election day. On another note, one aspect that I have been vocal on is the outgoing school governing body members. What is it that prevents them from doing the handover themselves, or at least their executive committee members, or one of their exco representatives? The answer has always been the principal did not invite us, the principal did not have time to arrange for such, blah, blah, blah. Another province I can't leave is on elections within the school governing body, and specifically within the executive committee of the school governing body. On our visits to provinces, we're surprised that the role of principals were fractional, thereby resulting in outcomes that were without integrity. Should the role of school principals be to guide the process, or they need to be absorbed in exco factionalism? Irrespective of your answer, it has become clear that the headmaster has become the singular force, while the SGB parent are plural victims within the whole process. Yes, principals have become the bellybug in some public schools, and to the detriment of the learner, who's the African child.